nowadays I think that, and versatility. You know, the thing is, it's ever changing out there. DJs aren't as important as they were, because people making their own playlists, people accessing everything they hear. We were much more important when people would come out to clubs to hear music they couldn't hear anywhere else. They wanted to hear things they never heard before. Nowadays they come out to clubs and they want to hear what they know. And they want to get drunk and meet a girl or meet a guy, and it's a different thing. The first 10 years of DJing, I assumed every single person who was in that club was there because either I was DJing or that DJ was DJing, or it's a style of music, that's why they're there. Now I realise it's just party. You know, it's kind of different. So you've got to be versatile. I mean, I'm amazed I'm still doing it, you know, but, you know, it's nice to have the option.
Your views on, like, you know, the DJ or the CD DJ and, like, you know, the internet transforming how things work, and, like, maybe the death of the record shop, and what views do you have on that?
Well, it's sad. The record shop was the you know, I worked in 2 different record shops for a period of time. My first one was in Hackney, where we held court. Guys would come in every 2 days to check what tunes we had in, what rear grooves we had, whatever. We knew what everyone was up to, what everyone was doing. We knew who was doing what, where, why. The flyers were in there. This is Hackney, you know. And then I worked in a record shop for about a year or so in Soho, when all the hot record shops came out. Red Records in Soho, Black Market, Catch a Groove. They all, you know, there were about 5 key shops, and people from all over the world used to come to those shops to buy music. And again, it was a great meeting place, a great hub of chatting, bitching, you know, not rating people, not talking about, you know, I remember when DJs would come in and say, I'm starting a night, and that night became something incredible and legendary, and, you know, you were the first to put a flyer down, you know, you knew what was going on. That's all gone. The only sort of stores like that now are more nostalgia or vinyl addicts who just go quietly buy music. That cafe mentality's gone, that forum's gone. It's I wouldn't want to be a DJ starting up now. I really wouldn't want to be a DJ starting up now. I think the innocence has gone, in that I didn't really know where my path would take me. Now everyone can see what could happen for them, and they have a different mentality. You know, it becomes, I see some DJs who doing it for money. I see some DJs doing it for other reasons. I mean, they've always done it. A lot of guys have DJ'd, it dawned on me more recently, to get girls or to be popular. I never did that. I did it purely for music, and I think it, you know, hopefully it shows. But it's just different. It's just different. You got that. It's easier to get your music together. You don't have to buy most of it. You know, I spent fortunes. I mean, I would buy. This is in the late '80s. I would buy an imported album for £18 for 1 track, and that would have been like a fifth of my wages, sometimes a sixth of my wages, you know, for 1 tune. I mean, you know, and I play that tune on Kiss once or twice ever. I might play it at a party that weekend once, maybe. I might play the tune twice, 3 times ever, and I never earned any money back because I never got paid for Kiss, never got paid for the party. So it's pure passion.
Compare, like, when you get a vinyl, like a really nice vinyl, you're in the shop, you found this vinyl you've been searching for weeks. Compare it to a metaphor, where the feeling of when you've got that vinyl in your hand.
First time you get on a plane when you're a kid, and the plane takes off and you leave the ground. That's one. The first girl to ever say yes to you for any reason at all. That's 2. The first time you pass your test and you drive a car. The first time you balance on a skateboard. It's like that. For me, every time I got a fresh bit of vinyl, brand new, that I really liked, or a rare groove tune, I would rinse that record out on my turntable 20 times in a row if the tune's that good. You know, I was quite sad, really, like that. I really got more pleasure from, you know, new music, or even old new music, you know what I mean, than anything else in the world. There's nothing else that could equal that pleasure. Girlfriends of mine used to sit there dressed up to the nines. We're supposed to be going to cinema, and I'd have to tell them when I came in, I spent the money on an album. Sorry.
You hosted like a night in Ibiza. I do believe you still are doing that night.
Going out there, Pasha. I think it's my 10th year there in the Global Room.
Would you consider putting on a similar UK event with One Extra, putting together artists from back in the day all the way up to now? And if you could, which 5 artists would be on the bill?
Well, for a start, I wouldn't do that. Logistically, it's not going to happen. But 5 artists.
Wouldn't it be a legendary moment to get back in the day artists and current and mix it together and create something iconic?
No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't.
Why?
Work. You're being hypothetical, because I know how hard it is. The Hackney 2012, I was talking about getting legendary artists mixed in with the contemporary artists. We thought about it for a minute and then let it go. We thought about Prince. There weren't enough of them that meant enough. We thought about Shaka, but it wouldn't have worked the way we wanted it to. But because the problem is for us is Radio 1 and 1 Extra target a younger audience, you know, an audience that age that I could have children. Do you know what I mean? So it's very difficult to bully your old school influences. But if you said to me 5 artists, it depends how old school you're talking. I like so many artists. It's ridiculous. I could tell you 5 out of each decade.
Yeah,
I can give you 5.
Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, you'd be here forever, man.
For real.
5 greatest artists. I don't know, man. Jesus. James Brown, because without him there'd be no hip hop. I mean, he was the best funk musician ever in terms of just feeling a beat, getting the most out of it. I mean, he didn't craft enough incredible records, beginning, middle and end. What he did, he just let the groove go on and he just made it up half the time as he went along, but he was still incredible. Stevie Wonder, the best songwriter and multi-instrumentalist ever, for me, ever, and singer. There's no one to come close to Stevie Wonder. He could do anything. Prince, the sickest, baddest MF of all time in terms of what he could do, how he did it, selling his sexuality as well as the music, the whole look, everything about him. Like, no one could do Prince. Obviously Michael Jackson, just because underrated singer, you know, underrated singer, really good singer as well. That's the thing I like about Michael Jackson, so soulful. I mean, he ended up beat it and all that, but you listen to Off the Wall, that for me is still one of my top 10 albums ever. And you've got to throw a woman in, and I would say Aretha Franklin, because she stinks of church, man, you know, in the most complimentary way. She could sing the phone book. She's my favourite singer ever. She could sing anything. I mean, she sung more covers than any artist I know, and I'd say half of every 1 in 2 of every cover she sung was better than the original, which is the best, you know, testament I can give her.
So if you were to like take off to space, you had to leave Earth immediately, and you had one last journey in your car, one last song you could play, and one last gig you could go and see, what would it be?
I'd play Stevie Wonder as a song. I'd be at the Lyceum in the Strand in 1977, I think it was, for the Bob Marley concert. That would do me.
Big up Bob Marley, legend. What's your biggest lesson in life, Trevor?
Shit is always waiting around the corner. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter how well it's going for you. If you have the attitude of there's something bad going to happen at some point. I'm not saying be pessimistic. I'm saying live your life to the full.